got the TV man wanting to interview her, so if you'll
That's okay.
carry on.
No, if these are old pupils,
Yes,
by all
they're
means,
old
go ahead
pupils.
and greet them.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, this is
They're
one. And Jim.
and Jim.
Okay. Have you greeted Jim yet?
Yes, he just
How about a
give him
big?
a
How about a
kiss.
big kiss for Jim?
That's right. Yes, nice.
He never did that when he was a student, did
No.
he? He never did. Miss Redmond was Jim's first teacher in high school.
Isn't that wonderful?
She was his form room teacher, and we still have the report card that she made.
Oh, was it a good one? It was worth keeping,
Yes,
evidently.
she
How
said-
nice.
Miss Redmond, we'll have
Their
you walk over
corsage.
here, okay?
Yes, and then we'll put the corsage on. Mary will put your corsage
Tell
on.
them what she said.
Yeah, she in a minute.
She hadn't finished.
Yeah, hasn't finished. Faye will finish. There.
Right over here, Miss
Come in,
Redmond.
Mary, and then and get the.
Ms. Redmond, on behalf of the City of Niagara Falls, I'd like to present to you a corsage, and I'm sure the mayor will have a few more words to say to you, and we know how much you like flowers, so we wanted to do something nice for you.
Well, thank you very
Hang on
much.
to that.
I like corsage.
Do you like roses?
Yes. Her second favorite.
That's one pin.
Yes, there you go. That's nice. You do that well, Mary. There.
And there you are, Mrs. Redmond.
Yeah, there we are.
Congratulations.
Miss.
And thank you.
Miss.
Well, Miss, I'm
Yes.
sorry. Thank you.
There.
And could you tell the people that are watching your name, ma'am, please? What is your name?
Ruth Redmond,
Okay. And Miss Redmond, how long have you lived here?
since 1954.
Okay. And what's the history on this?
Is it? I'm sorry,
Yes, it is. It is.
1954.
What's the history on this property, Miss Redmond? Can you tell me what the history is?
Well, the battle was fought here in
It's okay.
Yeah.
19,
Tell me what you remember.
1814.
1814,
A lot of
What?
bloodshed on here.
and 2,000 people died.
Sorry.
About 2,000 people died here.
Okay. And what forces fought here? Americans or Canadians, or who were they? That do you remember the history of the battle?
Well, it was Americans fighting the British and the Canadians.
Okay. And how is it that you acquired the property? When was your family involved in this property?
My family was never involved in this property.
Okay.
I'm the only one member of my family. I
Nice.
bought that house in '54.
Okay.
I wanted my mother to come to live with me, and she said I had no place for her to live because I lived in an apartment.
I see.
So I said, I'll fix that, Mother. I'll buy a house.
Okay.
And I said, where do I want to live? And I knew this house. I'd come to book reviews to Mrs. Lothian, and I knew how she loved it and the location and everything, and I knew about the history, and I wanted to keep everything out of here except history. And so I said to the real estate man, I said, I want to buy one of those houses on Bellevue Terrace. I don't care which one, but you get me one of them. That's where I want to live. And
So
he-
how many houses did you wind up buying?
5.
You bought 5 houses?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that?
But to save them from the
The commercial
commercial people, yes.
for history.
To save the history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So was that what you wanted to do, to save the history?
Yes, I was to save this land. That they were going to, you see, in 58, I got up a petition to keep that motel from being built. I said, do not build commercial things on this land. It's sacred land. And I went down with my students 3 times to the council, presented our petition. We had over 600 names on it
Yes.
to not allow that motel to be built
Yes.
here.
Okay.
And
How old are you now, ma'am?
I'm 93.
3.
I was going to say 94,
Yeah,
but I'm
94 now.
going on 94.
Okay, what are you going to do now? Will you move from here, or will you
Oh,
stay here?
no. We stay here, my sister and brother-in-law, and I, as long as we live.
And then what will
And
happen?
then it goes to the city hall.
Is that right? Well,
Yeah.
congratulations. How much land is involved here, and how many buildings are there?
3 acres of land and 5 houses.
Really?
One of which Brady
Is there anything more that you want to say about this story, Miss Redmond, about history and everything else?
Well, it's just that I hope that they'll keep on saving it and not allow motels to be built and other things like high rises and so on.
Were you ever pressured to sell this land?
Oh, would I ever? We all had letters from a real estate man who wanted to do a big project here.
Yeah.
A big project, and most of the others, I only owned the one house then, and most of the others were willing to make some money, you know.
Did they offer you a
commercial.
lot of money?
Well, not definitely, but just, you know, they were going to have a big project,
Sure.
and we'd get good money for our land.
But you were more concerned about history.
Yes, I just threw it in the waste paper basket. The letter he wrote me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. Anything more that you want to say?
Well, I love this land. I love this land, and I hope they'll take care of it well.
Good. Thank you so much.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, ma'am.
Thanks for short call because I could have missed it. And I was out of town all weekend to say.
David McGarry couldn't make it, but he wanted me to ask you something.
It was so
Anybody else want to get a picture? Anybody want to get a picture?
She taught me in school. I don't know if she taught you.
We haven't had with my congratulations.
51, 52 years ago. I used to play as a kid. This is great.
Down in Scully, as we call it. Where did you grow up?
Glen Home Avenue. Stanford, yeah, just the block.
Yeah, big day. Isn't it lovely? It's a long-awaited day. And I told you I'd get here somehow.
Mr. Fraser wants you down there. Come on, let's go. We're going to take you and sit you down, and then they can interview you some more and think about it. Wouldn't that be nice?
The Battle of the Stadium.
Step over here. Do I have my
I do have my
And we're going to sit you down over here and get on the other side so I don't plug in there.
Can they get my stone?
Oh, yes, you must get that's a replica. Did you see the stone? Come on in here.
He certainly is. He not only does a good job, he looks
This is Guinevere.
What do you say?
Say hi. Say, here you are, Auntie Ruth. There.
Oh,
Isn't that lovely? The lady, she got her shades on.
I'll shake your hand now. That good girl.
Lovely. All
Say,
this
I'm pleased
history.
to meet you.
Yes, all this history for the young.
I knew you.
Oh, I just met
Oh, yes! Oh, yes! Oh, yes! My lords, ladies, and gentlemen, whereas we are standing on the site where Canadian history was made, the Battle of Lundy's Lane in the War of 1812, let it be known that on this day, the 25th of June, in the year of our Lord, 1996, history is again about to be made. Whereas we are all here to witness official signing of documents whereby Miss Ruth Redmond, a citizen of this fair city, will be donating her lands known as Redmond Heights, which is the site of the aforesaid battle, to the City of Niagara Falls. Dream fulfilled. From henceforth, the City of Niagara Falls will take over the annals of the history of Niagara Falls and for posterity. Long live Canada! God save the Queen! This Ruth Redmond, city historian Sherman Zavitz will also speak of the heritage lands. After speeches, the official signing of documents will take place. The festivities will commence, and who will
I want to first of all start out by thanking our official town crier, Derek Tidd, for doing such an excellent job. And I'm very pleased that he is here today. And talking with Miss Redmond a couple of minutes before, she said she was delighted to meet him the day before. Particularly pleased today to be here representing the City of Niagara Falls, and we have many of our city representatives, and Alderman Norm Puttick is here, I think the only one from council who is here with us today, but we have many city representatives who are also here and have been involved in the negotiations that have taken place to reach this particular point, which have taken a considerable period of time. This occasion today is probably the result of many hours and many efforts to finalize the transfer of this property to the City of Niagara Falls. I think last year when I had the opportunity to be at the Battle of Lundy's Lane area, not only for our future generations, but for something Niagara on the Lake, which is probably second to none. So we began the negotiations to try and see if this was a possibility. Put up stacked condominiums and destroy that property, which is right adjacent to the beautiful cemetery, which has been recently vandalized. I'm sadly and regret to say that, able to acquire that property to fit in with the whole historic area here, but we are also in the means of that negotiations. We have now the responsibility for the cemetery again. And we are delighted to do that because master plan with all of the people who are interested, the historical people, citizens, Miss Redmond, and anyone else who wants to contribute to make sure that this property is preserved for historical purposes in the means and the manner in which she desires. And the desires are very specific, and I pledge to you that they will be upheld as long as this property is set aside, which will be in perpetuity. So I would like to express my sincere thanks and appreciation to Miss Redmond for giving us the opportunity to carry on her dream, to preserve this beautiful piece of property which she has, through her own efforts, acquired and preserved over many years with all of her efforts, both physically and financially, to set this aside. And I have asked several people into this municipality for historical purposes, and the worth of this property is certainly above and beyond what has been given to this municipality in the past. And I want to express on behalf of the council and the citizens, and particularly those people who are interested in the historical aspect of our community, how appreciative we are for what you have done. And we pledge to you that we will carry on your dream and continue a wonderful plan for the preservation of this historical property for the future.
Mr. Mayor, I thank you very much for those remarks. I knew from the start that you were in favor. I never had a doubt about it. You're always in favor of the history of the hill. And so, knowing that the most important person in the city was in favor, I continued to work for it. And I wanted to introduce some people that are very important to me. One is Gary Culp. Where are you, Gary? I didn't have any money. And I couldn't afford men who helped me. You stay right here.
Okay.
So I had boys, and I'd ask at school each day, who wants to work today? And the hands would go up. I had no difficulty in getting help. But this is one of my first boys. He and I built this patio, he and John Knott, the three of us. And the one and the mayor for all of his help all the time. I have to say I was always sure that he was on my side, but I wasn't always sure of everybody else.
This time, part of this afternoon. Ruth Redmond has shown uncommon caring and patriotism in offering this historic and beautiful ground to the people of Niagara Falls, and indirectly to all Canadians. What we are seeing here today is the culmination of decades of concern, preservation, and hard work. While a great battle was fought here many years ago, in more recent times, Ruth herself has fought numerous battles to keep this heritage ground free from development. All the time on what took place here, and at the same time enjoy the beauties of nature. And now that is about to come to pass. While I have thanked Ruth privately, I would like now to thank and congratulate her publicly for this great and very unselfish gesture. At the same time, of course, great credit is due our city for realizing the importance of this ground and agreeing to become its custodian, so that it may continue to have the care and the respect that it deserves. I would like to thank Mayor Thompson and all others from the City of Niagara Falls, in many cases died during the most vicious and bloodiest battle of the War of 1812, the Battle of Lundy's Lane, which was fought from around 6 p.m. until midnight, July 25th, 1814. It ranks as one of the most significant events in Canadian history. The battle was a turning point of the war, because the British and Canadians were able to hold their own against a numerically superior foe. The American advance into Canada was stopped.
Can't use my own good pen.
Wayne, you want my glasses?
You leave me alone, Joyce.
No, of course not. Go ahead, Dennis. Make an out switch these. So you can put it in 1%. Miss Redmond, how do you feel about all this now?
Well, I'm happy it has come to fruition at last.
Now, this is a great day for the community, for the city.
Huh? A little handshake or something?
Sure. Well, I've got the signing here finished. Okay. And I'll be glad to do that.
Copies here.
You're almost as good as one of the legal secretaries there, right?
Almost.
Okay, we have some flowers there, some nuts.
Well, I'm not crying about it. I thought I was giving it away.
Well, this is a happy day.
Because I love every inch of it.
Yes.
I worked over every inch of it.
And now present
to you with the official document, first of all. And again, our sincere thank you. And the pens that... no, I think you just sit there. We're fine. And here's a little something to indicate how much we appreciate your donation. And we have to have a little hug to make all this happen.
Thanks, Wayne.
I think it would be appropriate on this auspicious. Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip!
Hooray!
Hip hip! Hooray!
Thank you.
I believe we have some refreshments and things. I hope everybody will stay around and...
And then the downside.
Be right up, Janice.
I lost my job there anyway.
6 and 7, channel 9.
Yes.
The stairs here, please, ladies, not just this one.
Yeah, but it's for me, so that's somebody else.